Good morning, folks. Gonna be doing a little test here today. This here is the points cover for my XL175. As you can see, it's in pretty bad shape as far as cosmetic wise. I'm gonna try out my powder coating equipment today. We're gonna abrasive blast this and clean it up. Then I got this old electric stove back here. When you're cooking powder coat, you want electric. Gas, you don't want a gas stove. Try to cook powder coat. I found this old electric stove at the thrift store. Got it, and it's heating up as we speak. We're gonna abrasive blast this. We're gonna degas it. We're gonna powder coat it and cook it and see how it turns out. So my abrasive cabinet's back there, and I'm gonna blast this and we'll come back after that. Okay, we got our media blasted there. Cleaned all up. Now, we're waiting for the oven to finish heating up. We'll stick it in there, probably for about 20 minutes, and let it degas. This thing's been soaked in oil since the early 70s, so we want to make sure that we don't get any seepage out of the pores in the metal that's going to screw up the powder coat. Back with you after I get her in. Okay, here's our part, and we are, I don't know if you can see that, 460, 450. She's plenty hot enough to do it through degas. The powder I got cures at 400, so we're well above that. Has been for a couple of minutes. So now we're going to pull it out and let it cool. Okay, I messed up and deleted a little video of me actually doing the part, but here's my powder coating system. This is a normal kind of Harbor Freight one. And when you're coating powder, you don't want it all clumped. You want a nice kind of a spray like that. And you just try to get an even coat on them. You hit the little pedal down here, and it shows the charge to the part, and that pulls the powder in. So I got the part cooking right now. Cure time is 12 minutes at 400 degrees once the part reaches temperature, and I'll show you it after it's done, because looking at the little thermometer ain't that interesting. Well, that's 12. Let's see what we got. Get my welding glove on here. And we'll let it cool off a little bit and see how it looks. A hell of a lot better than it did before. Now, since I messed up the video on the other, I'm going to do this side cover. It's also for the 175. Now this is magnesium, so you got to be really careful with it. I've already got it media blasted. I'm going to put it in the oven and degas it. Then we'll let it cool down, we'll coat it, we'll cook it, and see how it turns out. Now magnesium's a little difficult to work with. Some powder coaters don't like to do it, but this is my first try with it, and I've seen other magnesium side covers and stuff coated look pretty good. So we'll see how this turns out for us. And I'll put all the information on the powder I'm using in cure times and stuff at the end of the video. Okay, into the oven for degassing. I'm trying to keep the temperature a little lower on this because it is magnesium and it's an older casting, so you don't want to heat it up too much. I got it a little over 400. I try to go over the curing temperature by just a touch when I do the degassing. So we'll let this go for maybe 20 minutes, maybe a little less. Just keep an eye on it. Here we go. Okay, I decided to give this cover another coat there. it had a few thin spots on the finish that I didn't like. So this is what you want, really, is a nice uniform coat. I must have bumped it up against something. I got my finger on it or something last time, because there's a thin spot right at the edge there that either I missed, which happens, or I bumped against something and wiped the powder off before I got it in the oven. So we shot this again, and we'll be shooting a big piece here momentarily. It's still cooking the degassing. This actually turned out very well as far as the coat goes. No bubbles or anything like that. There's just a thin spot that I didn't like, so I put another coat on it. We'll see how it turns out on the second cook. Okay, we got the big part here. This is the side cover. I don't have my tripod, so you guys might not get quite a good view of this, but I'll pick you up and bring you over once I get the powder on it. I'm going to turn the system on. I'm going to step on the pedal here to charge the part, and I'm going to start throwing powder. Got the powder on it now, so you can see, nice uniform coat. Try not to get any thin spots, although we might have to, I might double coat this one just to get a little bit more on. Okay, here's a look at the points cover with the second coat on it. Pretty nice. Looks a lot better than it did at the beginning of the video. I hope you guys agree. Let's get the sun to the back here. Definitely like that. No bubbles. Coat's pretty even. I think we did well. Let's see how the big one turns out. Okay, here's the cover, hot off the out of the oven. Looks like we did a pretty good job on it. I think I'm going to put a second coat on it, just for durability's sake, since this is a dirt bike, well, trail bike side cover. I'm going to second coat it, but I'll give you a shot of that too after it's done. Okay, got the second coat on the side cover and it looks beautiful. The second coat really flowed together well. It's exactly the finish I wanted, kind of a satin finish. Very nice. So, that's our powder coating project. Turned out pretty well. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll put the information for the powder coat, cure time and stuff on the end of the video. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments. Talk to you later.